For tonight's match against Jake and his Imperial Guard, I'm bringing 1,850 points of Drukhari, featuring the Witch Cult of Incessant Rage. They're organized into battalion and outrider detachments for a total of 7 command points. The Warlord for tonight's game is one of the 3 Succubi triplets. That, of course, is Dolly. She is armed with the Agonizer and the Archaic Glaive, her combat drug giving her +1 attack, and her Warlord trait is Blood Dancer, meaning that every time she rolls a 6+ to hit, she will inflict 3 hits, vice 1. On the left, you have Anna, armed with a blast pistol, her combat drug, +2 move. And on the right is everyone's favorite Kitty, armed with her Impaler. She has a combat drug for +1 strength. They're supported by 3 units of witches, one on the left, one on the right, each have 9 in it. The Hecatrax has the blast pistol and also the Agonizer, and then the Phantasm grenade launchers, and there's 1 witch in each of those 2 squads with the witch weapon Hydra Gauntlets. In the back you have a squad of 5, and the Hecatrax is once again armed with a Agonizer and blast pistol, 1 witch armed with Hydra Gauntlets. As far as combat drugs, the 2 larger squads will have +1 toughness in order to make them a little bit more resilient against both those last guns and the guard in close combat phase, while then the one in the back of 5 witches has +1 weapon skill. Now, for the first time on the channel, they're going to be supported by what I'm calling for now the Cabal of the Crippled Dog. 2 5-man units of Cabalite warriors come in base. In the back, we have 3 Diecade transports. The Venom in the middle has a splinter cannon on top and dual splinter rifles on the bottom. And then on the left and right of that, you have 2 raiders, each with a dark lance. Over on the left, you have the unit of Scourges. They have 2 dark lances in that unit. Behind them, unit of 6 reavers. They have 2 blasters in the unit, and their combat drug will give them +2 leadership. And in the back, you have a unit of 10 Hellions. They are armed stock, except the leader will have a Phantasm grenade launcher, and their combat drug is +1 strength. That's matched by that unit of Hellions over there to the right. I chose a +1 strength because I know I'm going to be having to go through a lot of guardsmen this game. You got a unit of 5 reavers over here. 1 is armed with a heat lance, and then their combat drug giving them +1 attack as well. And lastly, a unit of 5 more Scourges, 2 armed with blasters, and the Solarite armed with a power lance and blast pistol. Altogether, that's 1,850 points, ready to take revenge on Jake's guard.
Alright, everyone, Jake here, back on the channel with the 540th Cadian. This is a brigade detachment. For my HQ choices here in the front, starting from left to right, you have a captain with Law's Pistol and Chainsword. You have my Warlord with a Power Sword and Plasma Pistol. He has Grand Strategist as his Warlord trait. He can reroll a single hit roll, wound roll, or saving throw per battle, and on a 5-up he can get command points back when I spend them. He also has the Laurels of Command for his Relic. Sorry, I paused there, gents. And on the Laurels of Command, on a 4-up, after he issues an order, he can issue another order to the same unit. Next to him is an elite choice, is my Commissar with a Chainsword and a Plasma Pistol. Next to the Commissar is a Primera Psyker, who is a HQ choice, and for his psychic abilities, he has Night Shroud and Psychic Maelstrom. Night Shroud, if you successfully cast it, it's -1 to hit the unit that he casts it on. And Psychic Maelstrom is an enemy unit within 18 inches. On a 2-up, they suffer a mortal wound. After the 2, if you roll a 3, they do another one. To a 4, 5, and 6, and so on for your dice roll. You have to successfully roll higher than 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. And then next to them is 2 more elite choices of 2 more lieutenants with 1 Law's Pistol and Chainsword each. And lieutenants, they get to do 1 order each turn. The captain gets to do 3 because they're senior officers for the 2 captains. Next is troop choices. In the back row, the blob of 20 are the conscripts. It's 20 conscripts standard. Then you have 5 infantry squads. It's 5 infantry squads. Each squad has a voxcaster. The first 3 squads have heavy bolters. The last 2 squads have missile launchers. The first squad has a flamer. The sergeant is normal with Law's pistol and chainsword. The second squad, the sergeant's the same with a grenade launcher. The third squad, the sergeant's the same, and they have a flamer. The fourth squad has a melt-a-gun, and the sergeant has a plasma pistol and a chainsword. And the fifth squad has a plasma gun, and the sergeant has a plasma pistol. So I think I said plasma gun by mistake, but the fourth squad has a melt-a-gunner. And then after the troop choices, I already mentioned deletes. In the front row here, I have a 6-man special weapons squad with 3 sniper rifles. And then when you switch over to the back row, I have my fast attacks. I have an armored sentinel squadron consisting of 2 armored sentinels with Las cannons and 2 hellhounds with inferno cannons and heavy bolters. They do not have the heavy stubbers or the 100 killer missiles attached to them. Then when you go into heavy support choices, I have 2 mortar squads, a Las cannon squad, an autocannon squad, and a missile launcher squad. And then I have a fortification of an Aegis defense line. And then also I have an attachment of a super heavy auxiliary with a Knight Crusader.
Dun, 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 dun.
Making his first appearance on the channel, I think, for Knights. And he has the rapid fire battle cannon with heavy stubber. And he has the Avenger Gatling cannon with heavy flamer. He has the heavy stubber mounted on his torso. And that is the Knight Crusader.
Okay, 1,850 points. How many command points is this, Jake?
Command points, that's 9 command points, plus 3 for being battle forged. So yes, I'm not the best general, so they come in handy. 12 battle command points to use during the game.
Getting ready to take on the Drukhari Witch Cult of Incessant Rage. All right, we'll be back with deployment and mission after this.
Update on my company commanders. Both of them get 2 orders each, not 3. It's my mistake. I apologize. I was thinking of Creed, who's not present today.
Creed! All right, we'll be back. Tonight we're going to be playing a new internal war mission from the chapter approved book. It's called Ascension. Essentially there's 3 objectives on the table, one in the center there, one on the right halfway between Jake and my line, and one behind that bastion over there, again halfway between the lines. The way this works is you score the objectives at the end of your turn as normal with a special twist. If a character holds it, he essentially has uber objective secured and will control it regardless of any other amount of models or objective secured models in the area. And additionally, if they hold it for subsequent turns, then you score an additional point for each turn that character holds it. So it's going to really pay to get the characters into the kill zone in the center and holding those objectives for the win. Now for deployment, Jake was able to place his units first, but it did take him quite a bit longer than it took me to place mine. So Jake was finished second. Jake, take us through what you got.
Infantry squad, platoon commander, Hellhound, heavy weapons squad with the missiles, company commander. There's an infantry platoon tucked back underneath here. There's a mortar squad back here. Infantry squad right here. Infantry squad right here. Infantry squad right here. Mortars back here in this building. Las cannons at the top. Auto cannons right here and here. Special weapons squad, company commander. Armored sentinels with Las cannons. Knight Crusader. Primera Psyker. Hellhound. Conscripts, Commissar.
Okay. For the Drukhari, over on my right flank, we got the Venom loaded with 5 witches in there, along with both of the 5-man Cabalite squads from the Cabal of the Crippled Dog. And that is Kitty that you see back there supporting them. Hidden back here in the ruins are my 2 units of Reaver bikes, while I got 2 raiders on my left. Over on the far left, my Warlord Dali and 9 witches. Closer here is Anna with 9 witches. And then I have placed my Hellions and also my Scourges in reserve, the Hellions being the Webway portal, which cost me 3 of my 7 command points. So let me show you. After that, Jake, we are ready to roll off to see who goes first. Just right in the center, Jake. I get a +1 to my 6, so I win. Jake rolled a 1. Would you like to try to steal the initiative? Would you like to steal the initiative is what I want to say.
Everyone likes to steal the initiative.
And you do it quite often on this channel.
I do it quite often on this channel.
But not this time, hopefully. Let's see what you get.
My record was broke after the last game.
It was unsustainable. That's a 4. Okay, so Drukhari will have first turn, and we'll be back to see what kind of madness we can inflict on these Imperial Guard, who are our arch nemesis. One last thing for the deployment. Following the last real space raid by the Witch called Incessant Rage, the Cadians have built these 2 bastions called the Twins. They are in the center of the board. Those are fully working bastions right now in no man's land, but units can occupy those and can use the heavy bolters and everything else. Their occupancy is 20 infantry models plus as many characters as you can fit in there. And their BS5, toughness 9, very tough. But they do command the center of the board, so it might pay off to get inside those bastions. Okay, now on to Dark Eldar, turn 1. Turn 1 movement for the Drukhari saw me move my 2 raiders up to secure objective number 2 right next to those containers over there. And while the bikes remain hidden in this ruin, letting from power from pain build to a crescendo, as is this Venom, the 2 Cabalot warrior squads, and Kitty, of course. I did drop in 2 units of Scourges. This is my unit of Blasters staring down at that Hellhound, and then over in the far corner we have the unit of the Dark Lance Scourges, also with line of sight to that Hellhound. That Hellhound has to die in order for me to roll up Jake's right flank, so we're hoping for a good shooting phase here, because that's all we have at this point. We'll be back after the Drukhari turn 1 shooting phase. The Drukhari on their turn 1 do exactly what they needed to do. Started out with those Scourges back there in the ruins on the left, firing into the Hellhound. It cost me 1 command die to reroll the wounds, but I ended up doing 9 points of damage to that Hellhound that started out with 11. Then the Splinter Carbines managed to take out 3 guardsmen who were sitting there in the open. At that point, I went to these Scourges in the woods here, who managed to take out the Hellhound with the blaster shot. Of course, AP -4, no saves for that poor Hellhound. I rolled a 6 on damage, so it was destroyed, did not blow up. And then with the 2 Splinter Carbines, managed to take out 2 guardsmen sitting behind the Aegis defense line there. That allowed me to open up with the Dark Lances on those 2 raiders. Over here at the Imperial Knight, I managed to hit 1 time, wounded Jake's Knight, and then Jake failed the invul save, did 3 points of damage to it, so it's down to 21. Overall, very good. So, Jake, I don't have an assault this first turn, so we're looking at morale now. Those guardsmen lost 3, leadership 7.
Anything above a 4, they lose guys.
Okay. That's a 1. They are...
These guys, anything above a 5, they lose a guy. So if they roll a 6, they lose a guy. 4.
They rolled a 4, and they are good. At this point, Jake, I am scoring objectives 1 and 2. So at the end of my turn 1, I got 2 points for objectives, 1 point for first blood. On to Astra Militarum, turn number 1.
The pain train.
Choo choo.
Alright, movement phase. Hellhound moved up 12 inches. Conscripts and Commissar advanced. Conscripts advanced 3 inches to their roll. Commissar, I think, was 5 or something. The Knight moved over here. The Primaris Psyker moved 6 inches over to here. This Sentinel, Armored Sentinel Velocity Cannon moved. This one did not. This guy took out it that way. These two squads stay put. The squad and the platoon commander that are here embarked inside the building. That means 10 models can shoot from any firing point. Platoon commander cannot give orders inside the building. All the squads in this building, the company commander stayed put. This squad that was back here moved forward 6 inches through the breach through the walls and took up firing positions on the sandbags. These guys stayed put. The company commander stayed put here. Mortars stayed put here. And these guys advanced, and the platoon commander advanced over this objective. Note that my platoon commander is now 3 inches away from the objective. For the Emperor, we move forward and crush the enemy.
Yeah, I mean, those guys certainly did, Jake. But I'm looking at the Knight. I thought he was closer to me when he started than he is now.
He's just taking up better firing positions, Mike.
Yeah,
he likes to see what he's killing.
Fair enough.
It's kind of cheeky if I just leave, oh, his arm's sticking out and can see you.
He's going to be devastating. Okay, so we're going to go to Jake's orders and shooting phase.
Nah, psychic phase first.
After his psychic phase. So let's go psychic phase first. You want to go ahead and do that on camera, bud?
Yep, we're going to do Night Shroud, so it's the -1 to hit.
Yeah, I imagine that's going to go on
We're doing Night Shroud. Guess, people, it's going to go on the conscripts.
Really?
No, it's going to go on the Knight.
Okay, so...
it's warp charge 6. I'll probably get double ones or something.
That's a 5.
But
you
I'm
have
going to
like
command point it.
A bazillion.
Use my first command point here. 6, we got it.
Do you want to see if you get that command point back now?
Yes, I'm a 5 up. Thank you for my Grand Strategist Warlord trait. I did not, so I'm down to 11 command points.
Ooh, 11. Okay, now on to orders and shooting. Now that the Knight is harder to hit.
Alright, gents, that was a long shooting phase for the Imperial Guard. They're putting down the scum for the Emperor. On the left-hand side, we'll start over here with the conscripts, led by their charging commissar. They took 9 shots at the ladies over there in the little skiff. They hit twice, they wounded once, and he failed his wound save. Took it down to 1 wound. The Hellhound right there, he shot his 3 heavy bolters to the Scourges right here in the center, doing nothing. Up here, this entire building, that's the 4 heavy bolters and the 1 inside, shot everything at this squad right here and did nothing.
I aced my saves.
Aced his saves. But old trusty Knight here, now we're going backwards kind of in the shooting phase. The old Knight here, now everyone's going to call me crazy, but I put everything on this squad here, and you'll come to reason once we float over here to the right hand side of the board. He wiped him out with the heavy battle cannon. I had to kill that squad for reasons you'll see here in a minute. These 2 guys right here shot at this Raider along with some other heavy weapon systems up here, knocking it out. Same with this missile launcher and this squad, and this missile launcher and this squad. The missile launcher shot at the second Raider, and the squads that could shoot shot at these guys right here, taking some damage off. This Raider got brought down to 1 wound exactly left. The mortars here and the mortars here targeted these squads here. Okay, you notice this entire squad was killed off, and this is Warlord in the open. Okay, and also for orders, bring it down and take aim were successfully given to this Las Cannon squad by the company commander. He rolled his 4 up to give him bring it down along with the take aim. Take aim was given to the autocannons. This company commander gave take aim to these guys and take aim to these mortars right here. That take aim comes in very handy. If you don't move, you can re-roll every single miss. Forwards for the Emperor was given to this squad right here, so they were able to move up and advance and shoot everything they shot into this squad right here. This squad as well, and the heavy bolters shot into this vehicle, taking it down to its final wound, and these guys killed off some of these folks right here. Now the reason I did all this shooting like this, folks, was I was trying to reduce everything in front of the Warlord to then shoot her with my autocannons. I shot with the autocannons, I believe I got 7 hits, and then Mike made some spectacular saves, used a command point, and that's why his Warlord's sitting there with 2 wounds left instead of being dead off the battlefield. That's why I used both of the Knight's weapons to get rid of this squad. I focused everything on trying to kill the Warlord right here with Pop. If I would have popped open this Raider with some of these heavy weapons and stuff, his squad would have piled out and protected his Warlord again. And up next, charge phase for the Emperor.
Oh God, it's going to happen.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Here we go. So listen to the comments. You guys want to see some more of the critical dice rolls. This one is critical as I'm about to lose my Warlord bottom of turn 1. Jake has successfully charged with both the platoon commander and the squad, getting within 1 inch of my Warlord, staying away 1 inch from my Raider. Jake, Where are you going to start here, buddy?
I'm going to start with my platoon commander.
All right, let's go ahead and roll right in this area right here.
Has 3 attacks and 1 attack plus for the chainsword. The platoon commander's weapon skill is 3 up. It's 4 dice.
That is 3 hits.
3 hits. I'll save it for the wound if I need to do a command roll.
Now you need force the wound here.
Force. I've got 1.
Okay.
And I'm rolling another one.
And that was a
command point. I'm going to roll 5 up to see if I get it back. I don't get it back, so I'm down to 10 command points. So that's one wound with the platoon commander.
So I got a 4 up save here, which I make with a 5, Jake.
Okay.
So now I can spend 2 command points to interrupt, but that'd be my last 2 command points. So I'm going to let you go here, buddy.
All right. The sergeant has 2 attacks plus 1 for the chainsword, and then so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys.
I hope this was the right decision not to use these command points.
It probably was.
I don't know. You're hitting on force here.
Yeah, it's not going to go good.
You're always pessimistic. I mean, for reasons. You're pessimistic for reasons. And you need force here.
1.
Okay. I'm going to go with a 4 up save here.
It's a 1.
As a 1, I do have the Inert to Suffering on a 6 up. And that is a 6 up right there. So I take no wounds. Coming back at you, her combat draw gives her +1 attack, so she's got a total of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to put them all into your platoon commander, because if I can kill him, I will control that objective. She hits on 2s. She's going to be using her agonizer, hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s. 6s are going to be worth additional hits. Okay, so and there is 1 6 in there. So a total of 2, 4, 7 hits. Automatically wounds on a 4 up, Jake. That's only 1, unfortunately. That's pretty terrible. And so now
5 up refractor field save. Makes it.
So after that combat, I have taken a damage. You have not taken any damage. No, I did not take a damage because I made my save.
Saved everything.
So nothing happened. So at the end of the turn, though, when it comes to scoring, you have more models with an objective 2. So you're going to score that one. And then way over there on objective 3 on the other side of this bastion, you have the Hellhound securing that one. So that's going to give you a total of 2 points to my 3.
Yep.
Is there anything else you need at the end of this turn? I think that should be it. We should be moving to Drukhari. Turn 2 after they took a wallop here. Drukhari Turn 2 movement phase. Power from Pain. In addition to being Inert to Suffering for the 6 up, feel no pain. For this round, I have gained reroll to advance and charges. So with that, I have moved Kitty out of here, and she used that Power from Pain in order to move a full 13 inches back there.
She sees herself rising to power because her sisters are about to die.
They're not about to die anytime soon. 1 Cable Lot squad has moved back here, while 1 has moved up. The Venom that was in there, which had a wound taken off by a lousy conscript, has moved to the center in order to secure objective 1 at the end of the turn.
Meritoriously promoted conscript to conscript first class.
So the unit with the blasters, those Reavers have moved out there. The one with the Heat Lance, the squad of 5, is still in the building, waiting for that Power to Pain to build up. Over on that corner is where we saw a lot of actions. First, the Hellions have moved up considerably in order to make sure the the Dark Lances have range to that right there. While I have kept my Warlord in combat, I was taunted by Jake and fell for it, unfortunately. But as you can see, the witches have disembarked, as has Dolly's sister Anna. They're all getting ready to charge in and make short work of that squad right there, hopefully. That's it for the movement phase.
Are these guys Scourges?
Yes, they are. So they moved up with the Dark Lances in order to take out the Hellhound. Over in reserves, I still have the 2 units of Hellions. I don't need them yet. I'm letting Power from Pain build. We'll bring them in next turn. But on to shooting for turn 2 now. Turn 2 shooting for the Drukhari wasn't terrible, as one of the Dark Lances hit and ended up doing 6 wounds to the Hellhound, so it's down to 5 and in a reduced profile. The Venom that marched to the middle has killed 2 guardsmen cowering behind that Aegis defense line, while the Shard Carbines combined with the Splinter Rifles on the bottom of those bikes took out 2 of the guardsmen cowering behind the sandbags there. But overall, not a lot of shooting as a lot of combat power is still off the board. Very happy though with what happened here. Now we are going to go ahead and move into Assault next.
Is there troops in this?
Absolutely. Turn 2 Drukhari charge phase. As you see, the Reavers made it in, the Witches made it in, and there is, of course, Anna, former Succubus Prime of the Witch Cult of Incessant Rage. Surprisingly, these guys made a 7-inch charge as well to the infantry squad that is cowering behind those sandbags. Now, who you don't see is Dolly. What happened was, Anna charged in first. And I chose to attack with her first, and she took out the platoon commander. Chop, chop, chop. At that point, Jake spent 2 command points for his sissy guardsman to
brave guardsman standing in the face of the scum alien.
Yep, that's him, and they managed to bring down Dolly. I did use a command point to reroll one of the dice. He ended up doing 3 wounds. She had 2 wounds left, if you recall. I made 1 save, failed 2.
Seeing the enemy warlord in sight, with convictions from the commissar in their ear beads, they assaulted the warlord and brought her down for the emperor.
I mean, the best thing I can say about Jake is it did cost you 2 command points to do it, but
I still got 8, no big deal.
Yeah, you haven't gotten any back yet. Anyways, after that, the Reavers came in, killed a couple, and then the Witches cleaned up, and they have since consolidated towards the closest models.
I got 1 command point back in the first round there, Mike.
Did ya?
Yep.
Okay. So here, the Scourges did a fantastic job. I think they killed 1 guardsman.
Yep.
But they tied him up, and in return, the guardsmen really took it at the Scourges, but I made 3 or 4 saves, and we're okay. So at this point, Jake, you need to do some morale test.
Yep.
As you know, this squad cowering back here has lost 4. Go ahead and roll it right by
this squad lost 3.
3, excuse me.
And this squad lost 2.
So leadership 7.
Oh shoot, that's 2
dice. That's old school right there.
Sorry, people.
So 3 plus 3 is 6, fine.
Good.
And then the squad on the left, 3 plus 2 is 5. They're good. Okay, for scoring objectives though, Anna has secured objective 2 for the Witch Cult of Incessant Rage, while the squad of 5 witches in the Venom has secured objective 1. So that gives me 2 points, Jake, to add to my 3. You also gained a point, so right now I'm checking the scores. 5 for the Drukhari, 3 for the Imperium of Man. Back during Imperial Guard, turn number 2.
Lancaster Boulevard.
Alright, first thing first, I used a strategy of jury rigging on the Hellhound, bring it up to a 6, and I rolled by grand strategist of a 5 to get that command point back. The conscripts shuffled around, and the commissar shuffled around. This commissar is now within 3 inches of objective number 3. The Imperial Knight, as you see, has made a move. He's turned and facing the enemy. The Primaris Psyker moved up a little bit behind him. All these guys stayed put. This squad right here shuffled around. This squad right here disengaged. And that's my movement phase. And one more thing. I'm going to disembark my squad from the building here.
Go a total of 9 inches.
Total of 9 inches. And the platoon commander as well. So
just go ahead and put the first guy out there and we'll take care of the rest after that.
And the platoon commander, he's going to come out with them.
So Jake's guys have magically appeared outside the bastion, the comfort of the bastion, so we're on to the psychic phase. Jake, you have a psychic power?
Night Shroud. double sixes. I'm going to command point.
Okay.
This 6 to re-roll it. For a 5, that's an 11.
So it goes off again, -1 to hit the knight.
And let me see if I get my command point back for Grand Strategist. I get it back.
Okay, yeah, that's twice in a row. You're doing well there. Okay, on to a shooting phase, which will probably be pretty decisive to see how this game goes. So we'll be back after Imperial Guard turn 2, shooting phase.
Conscripts over here fired, killed one of those guys. Hellhound fired the Infernal Cannon, killed another one. Heavy Bolter shot at the Venom. I don't think it did anything, did it?
It punched 1 wound through it.
Punched 1 wound through it. Las Cannons from the Sentinels took out the Venom.
It was a command reroll, if I'm not mistaken.
That one. Did not get my command point back.
Hooray.
And then this squad right here, the missile launcher fired at this guy, didn't get him. All the squad that could shoot shot into them. Same thing with this squad. The missile launcher shot at this squad, and all these guys shot at the Scourges. All these guys right here shot at the squad right here.
Yeah, they were given an order.
Oh yeah, they were given get back in the fight.
Yep.
So they shot the Scourges.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't kill the Scourges.
No.
These guys right here were given first rank fire, second rank fire, and after the Venom exploded, they totally hosed down the 5 wicks right there.
Yeah, it was 4. 1 died getting out of the exploding Venom, unfortunately.
Mortars and mortars helped destroy this squad.
Yeah.
Autocannons killed one of these dudes.
No, the autocannons.
The autocannons finished the Scourges off.
Yeah, so the Scourges managed to survive a ton of fire.
Yeah.
The autocannons
The
wiped
Knight
Yeah.
did the rapid fire battle cannon at the
Reaver
Vikes.
jetpacks. Yep.
Didn't do anything but one. Killed one Reaver jetpack.
Killed 1 and wounded 1.
And then the Avenger Gatling cannon finished off this squad right here. These guys shot frag missiles at the squad. I think maybe took out 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Las cannons finished off this guy. Snipers took shots at Kitty.
No, that is Anna.
Anna didn't do anything to her.
So that was a raider back there, just in case you'd forgotten.
Yeah, the Raider.
Yep.
Yeah, the Las cannons took him out.
Yep. Okay.
And take aim was given to this mortar squad, the missile launcher squad, and the autocannon squad, and the autocannon squad with the company commander's relic also was able to give them bring it down.
Yeah.
And I used an inspired tactics stratagem. That's how I was able to use this company commander to give each one of these squads an order.
Definitely makes a difference that that order for the Cadians, the bring it down. Is it bring it down or is it take aim? Sorry.
Take aim.
Makes a difference. Okay, Jake, you got to think about what you want to do in the assault phase.
I'm going to try to charge your warlord and get on that objective with more dudes in your jetpacks to try to score a point.
Okay, even then I will still control the objective because I have a character there. You would have to charge a character in there with the special rules for Ascension to take it.
Yeah.
You want to try it?
Oh, I don't have a character.
Yeah. So
but I can kill her.
Come on.
You laugh in the face of the Emperor. Let's
yeah.
do this.
All right. You need a 12, number 1.
Well,
so,
no, I need a 11 to get within 1 inch of him.
Okay. An 11-inch charge. You want to roll it up?
Yes.
I'm taking all my dead bodies.
You shoot me?
You should need -2 for all the dead bodies you're going to have to trip
You're
over.
going to shoot me?
Oh, she does have a blast pistol. Unfortunately, it's a 6-inch range blast pistol, so no.
That really stinks.
So no is the answer to that
Let's go
question.
for this 11. Let's see if the Emperor
That's not
wants
gonna
us to
happen.
kill this other one over here.
That's a 2 and a 2
We're
for
not-
a total of 4.
We're not going anywhere.
All right.
The Emperor says, hold fast. They will come to you. You won't be out of breath, so it'll be easier to kill them.
So speaking of holding fast, Jake holds fast on objective number 1, having killed all my witches off. And here on number 3 with that Hellhound, which does not have a whole lot of predators left in the open against it. But we are moving, so that makes the score a total of 5 to... I have more than 3, because I have 5.
Oh, 5-5.
Yeah, 5-5. 5-5 indeed. So, we'll be back with Drukhari Turn number 3 next. Drukhari Turn 2 movement. And the second squad of bikes has made their move. They have advanced towards the center of the table. The additional 6 inches helps out for a total of a 22-inch move. Now our swarming objective number 1. While those bikes that were backed by containers have moved up to engage the Imperial Guard's heavy weapon squads back there. Cabalite Warriors finally made their move as well, moving out in the open to put some splinter fire in. And then Kitty has advanced 6 inches for a total of 14, coming up behind those bikes. Anna over there is hiding behind those Kynaxes. That's why you can't see her. She's still within 3 inches of objective number 2. And then my 2 units of Hellions have dropped in, 1 there, and 1 back here next to the conscripts. Now, as you know, turn 3 Drukhari, we now have power from pain, which allows us to reroll charges. So we'll see how this works out as we go to the Drukhari turn 3 shooting phase. Turn 3 Drukhari shootings. Hellions over here didn't shoot so hot, and then Jake was hot with his saves, only managing to kill 2 of these conscripts. That's fine, we'll kill them in combat. While combined firepower of the 5 Cabalite Warriors on the left, 3 here, and a lot of splinter fire from 8 of those 10 Hellions, along with 1 bike over there, killed 9 in that squad. And we also hit him with the Phantasm grenade launcher, so they are -1 leadership. That guy will surely run away unless Jake spends 2 command points to save him, which would be kind of weird. Additional splinter fire shots from the splinter pods. 4 of them piled into Jake's squad in the sandbags there. I think I killed 1 Jake. Is that right? Mm-hmm. And then the blasters on the bikes didn't manage to do any wounds to the missiles up there. So overall, I did wipe out that squad in the center. I control objective 1. We'll see what we can do for the rest of the turn. Next up is the assault phase. Let's get in there and get them, guys. So that's the conscripts roll to hit. They need 5s to hit. They hit 8 out of 10 times. Roll those to wound. And then we're getting rid of those dice because they've been my bane since you got them from your GW starter set.
The GW starter set is a great bargain. And yes, I finally put together my Primaris, but I've not primered them yet. And yes, the Gravis Captain does a pot belly.
3 wounds.
3 wounds.
You think this is hobby progress time? No.
Hey, I'm just talking about it. I'm slowly getting into these Primaris.
All right, 5-up saves.
Oh.
Bam, we're even. Well, not really. You'll see what happened here in a minute. Okay, Drukhari turn 3. Assault phase, combat phase. I am still an Archon in training, and I foolishly, despite being a guard player, thought that the Hellhound had an 8-inch flamer on it. It does not. It's 16 inches. So when I charged in, but I combined last fire and really it was the Hellstorm, the Hell Cannon, the flamer, I lost 7 of my precious Hellions to Overwatch. That said, when they went in, they did manage to kill 3 guys, which was pretty disappointing. That was the worst thing that happened to me this charge phase, because everything else went pretty well. The bikers managed to get in charge on both the platoon leader, who was stuck back there, and then also the flamer, who was no longer there. I didn't lose anybody getting in there. Jake did spend a command point to reroll the platoon leader's refractor field save, and it paid off, so he is there with 1 wound left. Those Hellions absolutely ate through the squad that was there. Unfortunately, they lost 2 to Overwatch. And then when they piled into the second squad on the other side of the Aegis defense line, they were also lost 1 more. So they've lost a total of 3 there, unfortunately. All right, so as we move around, the bikes, this is surprising here. Yep, we'll get to that here shortly. Commissar nerf. But the bikes managed to do, with the Grav Talons, 2 mortal wounds to the missile launchers and an additional wound in combat. And then down here, I managed to do 3 wounds to the mortar squad. Then Jake hit back like a ton of bricks, doing a total of 2, 4, like 6 wounds. Oh, no, 4 wounds. 4 wounds back to me. This is the squad that has the +2 leadership buff, so they're good. So my morale checks as we go here. These Hellions lost 3, so Leadership 8. 3 plus 6 is 9. I'm going to lose an additional Hellion. That's unfortunate. But those Hellions over there lost 7. 7 plus 5 is 12. So they are going to be gone. Yes, they are gone because I'll lose 4 more. All right, Jake, your morale checks.
Okay. My morale checks. I'm using in-save bravery to hold the missile launchers, to hold the mortarmen in place.
Okay.
The reason why I'm doing that is I don't want them to flee. Because if these guys flee and these guys flee, he could pile in 3 inches into my company commander.
I can't do that in the...
Can't?
Not in the morale phase, no. I can't move any farther.
Oh, you can't?
No.
I'm not using command points.
Okay. So...
last clip out.
Their leadership is what, like a 6?
Their leadership is a 6.
Okay, so don't roll a 6. Who are we doing? Mortarman. Roll it right there in that big spot.
Good.
You missed the big spot. That was a 1. All right,
Missile
roll again
launcher.
for the missile launchers.
Missile launcher men. 6.
That's a 6, so he will lose a missile launcher.
Bam.
Fantastic. Okay. That squad in the center was wiped out to a man, as was the squad in front of the ruins. So now...
Team commander's hanging out.
Yeah, he doesn't care about morale, unfortunately. So now we are on your conscripts, Jake, and they lost 5.
And they get to use the leadership of the commissar. That's leadership 8.
Ooh, okay. Does it count? Oh.
5, 6, 7.
Okay, so...
Aura of discipline. A
Yeah.
unit within 6 inches of a commissar can use his leadership.
Okay, we're going to clean up the battlefield, and then we're going to go over the score. Okay, for the end of Drukhari Turn 3, we hold Objective 1 with those Reavers for 1 point. And Anna still hiding behind those back there. This is the second consecutive turn she has held that, Jake, so that is an additional 2 points. So in addition to the 5 that I have, I'm now sitting on 8 points to your 5. We'll be back with Imperial Guard Turn 3 next.
Launcher, visibility.
As you can see, my conscripts shuffled forward for the Emperor. The Hellhound moved 6 inches forward. The Imperial Knight moved forward, as did the Primary Psyker. The platoon commander disengaged and ran into the Bastion.
Oh, yeah.
He's an awesome dude at a computer. He's going to make all those things shoot at once. This squad over here scuffled around. The missile launcher stayed in place. Everything over in this section plated stayed in place. These guys fell back. This missileman fell back. These 2 mortars fell back. This company commander over here stayed put.
Okay.
Going into psychic phase. Night Shroud on the Knight.
Needing a 6, that's a 5.
I'm not going to reroll the command point for that.
Yeah, I don't have much that can hurt the Knight at this
Doesn't
point.
have Night Shroud. And I'm going to use Smite.
Whoa, where's the second power coming from?
Primary Psyker?
Yeah, he only gets 1.
That's right. I'm thinking of librarians. Sorry, people.
That's all right. All right, so we're on to your shooting phase next.
Over here, conscripts killed 2 of these guys. Heavy bolter killed the last one.
Can we just say it was really, really bad for the Drukhari?
Yeah, really, really bad. The only thing he has left is his 2 women folk here.
Yep. But you can go through what shot and stuff. I mean, I think he, over by you, Jake, was moving those guys out of combat.
Yeah.
And then they just did a number on the Hellions. I think it was the heavy weapon squads up in the ruins over there, did a number on the bikes. The Knight was the one that finished off the bikes in the center. And
I got to take it down, take aim and bring it down on my autocannons and my mortars over here. Get back in the fight to both these squads from the company commander.
Yeah, it was good. Even the last cannon sentinels pitched in to kill a bike or 2.
Yeah.
So overall, with just at the end of turn 3, the Drukhari just have Kitty and Anna hiding back over there. So I'm going to concede at this point.
The 540th Cadian defense for the Emperor one more time.
Once again victorious over my Drukhari. What am I going to have to do to change this dynamic? I don't know, but we'll talk about it in the post-game wrap-up. So, see you then. Welcome back to the Corgi channel. Hope you enjoyed that game. I just played Simon 2 weeks ago now and defeated his Eldar with my Drukhari. No, I'm sorry, not his Eldar. His Tau with my Drukhari.
Yeah.
And I said during the roll-up of that game that I thought my Drukhari was undefeated on the channel.
I quickly reminded him that no.
So, that made me want to do a rematch. That was foolish of me. No, I had a lot of fun tonight. The Drukhari obviously struggled. I was trying some new things. Webway Portal, new in chapter approved. Obviously, the Hellions were in there. I think, Jake, what happened tonight? Well, let's talk about lists first. On my list, I dropped one Reaver bike with a Heat Lance on it and Graph Talon, 60 points. And that allowed me to bring in 70 points of Cavalette Warriors to hold some backfield. Other than that, it's the list you're used to seeing. So your list tonight was a little different. You had a new addition.
Yes. Normally, when I do last time I played them, I had my veterans out there, my Stormtrooper Scions, and I had some Chimeras. And I don't think I had the Hellhounds in that one, but I had the 3 Sentinels as my fast attack choices for my brigade detachment.
Mm-hmm.
And this time I added the two Hellhounds, and I brought a Knight. I dropped all of my veterans, and I dropped all my Scion squads. And I brought the Crusader Knight, first time on the channel. And Sasha, this time Knights worked. Sasha beat me up pretty good. We had a good game where I used 2 of my Knights with my Imperial Guard against his... it was against his Raven Guard Raptor chapter. And they got slaughtered. He had those Primera Space Marines out there, 2 repulsor tanks, and he had a Raptor flyer, which dice rolls in that was crazy. But that Knight Crusader, I brought him along this time, and I brought him for what he's there for, to hose down large units of infantry. It worked pretty well.
He did that and more. Very resilient as well with the Psyker back there, buffing them up, -1 to hit. It was good stuff. So the mission Ascension, I thought was a lot of fun, different twists for scoring every turn. Normally that's tough for guard to do, but the fact that it was right in the middle allowed you to get, you had so much infantry, you could just keep mobbing in there.
Yeah.
Very helpful. And then Vanguard Strike, I think was one of the things that really hurt me this game, because I was not able to get to what I call his Fortress of Doom, where he had his last cannons, autocannons, snipers, mortars, and they were just able to rain fire down on my Drukhari all game. And
with the Cadian tactics, and you take game to mortars. Mortars, $30 I think a squad for mortars, and 2 squads out there, 3d6 for shots. And I got some high rolls every time I was rolling for those mortars, and those just pound down infantry as well. 40-inch range,
strength 4,
strength 4.
No joke. Even with my Witch's Combat Drugs, make them +1 toughness. I think my strategy fell down in 2 places, Jake. The first one was I planned to get my assault units stuck in with the Witches, stuck in as well, and then beat you on the no escape rule so that you couldn't withdraw and just shoot me. And that didn't work because all my Witches died to mortar fire mostly. And then the second place where I think I had bad tactics was I piecemealed my guys in a little bit too much. Notwithstanding the fact that I brought the Hellions in and they got flamed on Overwatch. That was just a silly mistake by me.
I was wondering about that
Yeah.
when you decided to charge the Chimera as well.
Yeah, the Hellhound. It was
the Hellhound. Yeah,
it was a bad mistake by me. For some reason, I was thinking it only had an 8-inch range, even though we'd been playing with it tonight. And
16-inch range for the Inferno Cannon. 2d6, strength 6, -1 AP.
But even beyond that, I wasn't able to tie up any squads and then get to the backfield, and you just had to knock down targets as they popped up, I would say. And that's exactly what you did. You had more than enough firepower to do that. So it was just like, target pops up, Jake knocks it down, next target gets in there. I do a lot of damage to a 40 point, 50 point infantry squad, okay? Maybe they survive, maybe they don't, it doesn't really matter because they're going to withdraw anyway. Pop that target back down. And then by turn 3, I was out of targets to pop back up.
Yep.
So Vanguard Strike definitely complicated it because it allowed you to really have those units in the back and then push units forward to provide that buffer. You did a good job, as you always do on board control, making sure I couldn't deep strike anything in, but I was really needing my Hellions to hit something, survive, use hit and run, and start hitting those backline units. Like I was able to a little bit with the missile launchers and the mortars in the middle of the table, but by then it was too late.
Yeah, I think those 2 infantry squads there helping out, keeping you off those heavy weapon squads for a while. This time I played 2 company commanders, 2 orders apiece. I had the relic that allowed the warlord to, on a 4-up roll, additional orders on the squads. I mean, take aim, and the other one that gives the reroll 1s for damage. And 2 platoon commanders. I'm starting to use a lot more, making sure I have a platoon commander. Normally I roll them with my veterans in the chimeras. They move up close and be able to give the veterans orders because I have lots of special weapons with my veterans. And it just works out pretty well, giving the orders. And then, I mean, I have a brigade, 12 command points. I'm not the best general, but those help out. And I'm not going to lie, it helps out. I mean, it does help out. I think next time, like we already talked, when we play another game, I think we just try to build up a city and more of like, you're ambushing me while I'm patrolling down the streets and you're hiding from me, hard for me to shoot you. And I think you come out and you hit me up like you did in a few previous games, jumping in because you can attack somebody without seeing them.
Yeah.
Works pretty well.
It definitely works pretty well, but it's still going to be contingent on me being able to keep you in those fights. There's 2 ways to do that as a Drukhari player. Either you use witches and you win that roll off in the no escape rule. Or the other thing you can potentially do, and I tried to do on the first turn, was completely surround a unit. It has to survive that assault. But if it does and you've completely surrounded them, then there's no escape for them whatsoever. And then normally you have enough combat power in there to destroy whatever squad you're in with during your opponent's turn, and then you can move on during your turn. But if you can't do that with the poor saves and the poor toughness of the Drukhari, it becomes really, really difficult.
Withdraw and then get back in the fight. You have a leader there to give them the order to turn around and shoot.
Which you like, but I said earlier, I think even without the get back in the fight, you have so much firepower that even getting the 6 last cannons in the plasma back in the fight, it wouldn't have mattered.
I'm building layers. Big weapons shoot big things. Little weapons shoot little things. And bold sergeants charge leaders when they need to be taken down.
Yeah, that was it. Made me into my warlord Dali. Good use of 2 command points.
Gotta do it.
Yep. I really should have withdrawn her from combat. You talked me into keeping her in there. That was a mistake.
It could have gone both ways. As dice rolls.
I mean, you got her on her last one.
Yeah.
So, I do miss the Tenacious Survivor with the additional 6+.
Yeah.
When Anna has been my warlord in the past, I run her with the +1 toughness, so she's toughness 4 and Tenacious Survivor. But Blood Dancer can be a really fun warlord trait, getting all those attack rolls. It didn't help me tonight, but it's not always going to work. So, especially when your warlord dies, turn 2. But I had a lot of fun. I'm not sure I have anything else to add. You did see I brought 2 units of Cable Out Warriors this evening. You'll probably see more of those in the future. They help fill out some troop slots. They're really cheap, and the Archon's not a bad headquarters, so you might see more of those in the future as well. Any plans for your guard? I know you got a second knight.
I have 2 knights. I built them so I could remove the shoulder pads and switch out the weapons. So I have the Crusader built up, and then I have the Gallant built up with the chainsword and the fist. But I can rotate those weapons however I want. And then I made the missile pod top thing, and I made the anti-aircraft top thing, so we can put those on there. My Knight Gallant for close combat, when I played him against Sasha, and he just got hosed down. And then he ended up getting killed by a Contemptor Dreadnought in combat. That's real bad dice rolls, but I mean, still even on that guy, you have to get rid of him when he's coming towards you. I threw the melting gun on his chest instead of the heavy stubber, so if he gets within 12 inches of a tank or something, he can shoot it as well. Don't forget the Crusader underneath the Avenger Gatling cannon has a heavy flamer.
Yeah.
So if you charge him, he's got that. I mean, my Imperial Guard. I mean, right now, my biggest thing for my Imperial Guard, my next objective for my Imperial Guard is I have 10 Rough Riders that I'm going to kit bash with the Pistoliers from Sigmar, and I've always wanted to use Rough Riders. I'm just slow at putting things together. I've had my Knights for a year, and I finally put them together and painted them. I'm painting up some Death Watch models of my own before they even made Death Watch, and I had the Corvus Black Star because it came out. I'm just now painting those, but the next thing on my guard is I want to get those Rough Riders put in. I've seen them use in a couple matches, just to give me something that can get to an objective, and also they're just, I mean, think of them as stormtroopers mounted on horses. In a 10-man squad, you can have 4 special weapons. So I plan on magnetizing those with plasma guns and flamers, so you can switch them in and out.
I should have asked you this before. Who was your MVP tonight?
Well, my MVP, today I held off on this for years. Mike finally made me put a regimental number on my Cadian. So I did 540.
You saw that at the beginning of the video.
Saw it at the beginning of the video. My Crimson Fists, I used 9th century Spanish names because of Pedro Cantor and all that stuff. And so I'm going to have to start naming my squads and my sergeants and stuff. But once this guy gets a name, he's the squad sergeant that stayed in place. The platoon commander died, and then I intervened, and I was able to kill his warlord with the squad here. And the sergeant's ear bead, the commissar was giving him all he needed to do, and I gave him the Emperor's Light to help him slay that woman down. So I'm going to give this sergeant right here, once he's named, I'll let you guys know.
Must be nice to have that much conviction about who should be your MVP, because I struggle to think. I think the Reavers probably did the best job for me, and probably the unit with the blasters that got into your back lines.
Yeah, I mean, think about the Scourges. I mean, what if you shot at my Knight with both the Scourges and sacrificed them to reduce the Knight drastically?
Yeah.
Could they have done it like you totally hosed to Hellhound for the first go around,
Yeah, I was trying to secure a flank.
Yeah.
And wasn't able to do that because you have a lot of long range firepower.
Yeah.
And Knights with the 24 wounds, 5 up in ball save. Even on my best day with my 4 lances, I would have to roll 4 6s for damage after hitting, after wounding. Yeah. Wounding on 4s as opposed to 3s.
That's true.
I think I made the right call on getting that Hellhound out of action. Maybe my Scourges. They did well. Charge them into combat. That might have been a mistake, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, you had to tie up my units right there.
But they don't tie up.
Now. If they didn't tie them up, I could still move back away.
Yeah.
You have to have big enough units to charge. It's worth a shot to protect them. But I mean, it's fun. I never think I'm gonna win a game. Sometimes I get down on myself. It can go either way. It's just dice rolls. Really bad dice rolls, really good dice rolls. The important thing about this is just having fun. Having fun is what it's all about to me. It's cool.
And we do.
So,
unlike Apollo Creed at the end of Rocky 1,
Yeah.
when he says there'll be no rematch.
There'll be a rematch.
There will be a rematch. So stay tuned. If you like the video, go ahead, please like and subscribe. And let us know what you think in the comment section. I reply to every one of them. Jake has an account too. He'll sometimes pop in there. Yep. Simon remains silent for some reason, but maybe we can goat him out sometime. So thanks again, Jake.
Nothing left. Maybe once I get all these names, I'll go over a list or something to show you all the games and put some lore behind the 540th.
An army focus,
and
like the Drukhari have done.
And I put together a list, but I gotta build some things. That's a combination of some Death Watch and stuff, and you guys are gonna see Inquisitor Vronx appear on the table.
War of Lies. It's been on hold for a little bit, but it will continue as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, once again, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time on the War Corgi YouTube channel.